the truth behind Mohammad Reza Pahlavi's policy behind Israel and Palestine war.
Here are the sources I got the informations from. One being سیاست شاه در رابطه با اسرائیل و فلسطین برداشتی از خاطرات پرویز ثابتی, and the translation is Pahlavi's policies in the Israel and Palestine war according to Parviz Sabeti in the books. The book The Fall of Heaven, The Pahlavis, and the Final Days of Imperial Iran, written by Andrew Scott Cooper, also mentioned this incident. Let's get down to the business. There are loads of discussions about Pahlavi's policy towards Israel and other Arab countries, including Palestine.
There are loads of questions surrounding his name. As an example, what are his thoughts on Israel? What are his thoughts on Palestine? Was he pro-Israel or pro-Palestine? What were his peace plans towards Israel and Palestine war? Did Israel's relationship with Iran crumble after the Algeria agreement? What happened after Pahlavi helped Palestine? Let's answer the first question, his thoughts on Israel.
Pahlavi didn't hate Israel. In fact, during the Pahlavi era, Iran was one of the few first Middle Eastern countries to recognize Israel as an official state.
Even Parviz Sabeti, the head of Savak, was friends with Mossad, and their goal was to eliminate all the T groups, including Sharikhay Fadayi Khalq and Mujahideen Khalq, which was funded by PLO. Now let's get into his second point, his thoughts on Palestine.
Yes, Pahlavi didn't hate Israel. However, he also had great relationships with other Arab countries. One of the famous one was his relationship with Egypt. Pahlavi was influential in a lot of operations that was done by Arab countries like Syria and Egypt. He helped Syrians and Egyptians to push Israeli troops out of the occupied areas during the Six-Day War. While Pahlavi was not against recognizing Israel as an official state, he was also against expanding territories of Israel in the Middle East. Yes, you can say that he was against any territorial occupations in Middle East. But in this case, he was against Israel occupying territories in Middle East. As you can see in these headlines, he was very vocal in helping Palestine. He gave multiple humanitarian aids to Palestinians and even helped Yasser Arafat with some money so Arafat can order to build Palestine. Now the next topic is gonna be, was Pahlavi pro-Israel or pro-Palestine?
And the answer is, sit back, relax, get your popcorns ready, and I'll tell you what is it. Was he pro-Israel or pro-Palestine? The answer is pro-nothing. Now I got your attention, I'll tell you why that is.
There are multiple videos and articles where Pahlavi criticized Israel as much.
Israel benefits from the high price of oil caused by our embargo.
Yeah, but only enemies of Iran could have told you that. First of all, why friend of Israel?
Why?
In what sense?
For economic cooperation.
How much?
I don't know the extent of
It
it.
doesn't come even to $2 or $3 million a year.
Intelligence cooperation.
You can get that kind of intelligence even in reading American newspapers.
It is common knowledge that they trained or helped to train your secret police, the Savak. You do have a relationship with the Israelis,
Yes,
there's no
that's
doubt.
ridiculous, but we have the same relationship with all the friendly Arab countries that we train also in this country. This means nothing.
As much and equally as he criticized Palestinians.
The Palestinians obviously had the sympathy of many, many people, almost all the countries in the world, persecuted people, stateless people, looking for a home or something. Yeah. You know, exactly like the sympathy that the Jews had when they were searching for a home.
Right.
But our good Palestinian friends must know that there is only a limit to where they can go and bully the world.
bully the world?
Yes, by terrorism and blackmailing and this and that.
You know perfectly well, Your Majesty, that the leaders of the Arab world find the Palestinians as much a problem almost as the Israelis do. Isn't that a fact?
What I can say is that they should really open their eyes, reassert their situation. And if there is a hierarchy and someone there in command
Of the Palestinians, you mean?
of the Palestinians, to start a new policy, because the actual one is going to lead them nowhere.
With whom do they really have understanding? With Assad, with Sadat, with Hussein?
That's a very good question.
They have none with any of these leaders.
Not to my knowledge.
And they seem to be out of control.
It seems so today.
در مورد مسئله اعراب و اسرائیل ما از آغاز بر این عقیده بودیم که اجرای قطعنامه 22 نوامبر شورای امنیت تنها راه منطقی و صحیح حل این اختلاف است و اکنون نیز کماکان قویاً از این نظر پشتیبانی می‌کنیم.
Overall, for the majority of times, he was the one who was known as the peacemaker in Middle East. He even played a major role in Israel and Egypt's peace plan. Now let's talk about his next point. Did Israel's relationship crumble after the Algeria agreement? After the end of Shatt al-Arab conflict, Saddam Hussein and Pahlavi made peace with each other. Both agreed with the peace plan. On Saddam's side, Saddam agreed with the diplomatic existence of Iran. On the other hand, Pahlavi agreed to not cooperate with Kurds. This, of course, not just worried but angered Israelis, considering the fact that they had good relationship with Kurdish rebels fighting against Saddam Hussein. What made Israel worried is the cooperation of Pahlavi with Yasser Arafat. Despite all the disagreements of Israel with Pahlavi's policies, Pahlavi and Iran's relationship with Israel didn't change. Iran's relationship with Israel during Pahlavi era continued until 1979. Now let's talk about two peace plans that Pahlavi made between Israel and Palestine. Pahlavi called the two peace plans of Israel and Palestine the minority plans. In Persian, we say Tarh Aqliyat. In those two plans, there was a two-state solution and one-state solution. The first peace plan, which was a one-state solution, was about creating a country that consists of two federations of Arabs and Jews. The second peace plan was a two-state solution. The two-state solution was about Israel and Palestine getting recognized as two independent states, but they live under an economical umbrella. What that means is they help each other economically. Unfortunately, those peace plans got ignored by the UN and the West itself. And in the next point, I'm going to talk about what happened after Pahlavi helped Palestine, which means I'm going to explain the outcome of helping Palestinians. Seconds ago, I mentioned that Pahlavi helped Arafat, or should I say, helped the parties that Arafat invented. Parties such as Fatah Party and PLO. He gave both parties a lot of money. Unfortunately, the monies were spent on the left-wing guerrillas, better known as the Cherikhay Fadai Khalq and Mujahideen Khalq. And to make matters worse, Arafat helped Khomeini, and he played a major role in 1979 revolution. In short, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi got stabbed in the back, which was something I was vocal about, for God's sake. And when the Iraq-Iran war began, Arafat was neutral at first, but he had to stab Khomeini in the back as well, unfortunately. Imagine stabbing a man in the back that you put in power. Jesus Christ. And these two things are common themes today on why a lot of Iranians who are anti-regime don't support Palestine anymore. Alright, enough explanation for today. I'm out of this bullshit now.